Here, I'll tell you this. The only loss that Republicans are going to sustain this year is the loss of Jane Nelson as a senator for the great state of Texas, only because she is not running for re-election. Jane Nelson, thank you very much for the years of leadership that you provided to the great state of Texas. Thank you for your legacy of service. Thank you. She may not be running again, but I can guarantee you this. You will see a lot of Jane Nelson over the coming months because she is committed to making sure we keep Texas red.
And that we keep Greg Abbott governor of the state of Texas.
You all are fired up today.
Yes.
You know, it's cold outside, but it's warm in here because you are bringing heat to this election to make sure we beat the Democrats in 2022. Have y'all heard all this talk? It began after the last election. The Democrats thought that, they're going to make inroads into winning Tarrant County, to winning Fort Worth, Texas. Let me tell you something. We are going to destroy the Democrats in Tarrant County and defeat them in the great state of Texas. Looked over here and could hardly see because of the light. I saw Representative Gio. Wave your hand. There he is, right there. Gio, great to have you here. I heard that Representative Goldman is here. I don't see any hand being over here, waving his hand. I think Senator Hancock is here. I don't know where these guys are. However, I do know that Tarrant County, Texas has the best contingent of senators and state representatives of any region in the entire state of Texas. Let me explain something to you. I'm going to explain to you exactly why it is that we are going to win in 2022, and that we're going to do it by showing the contrast between the values that Republicans stand for and the values that the Democrats stand for. And candidly, it's never been easier because we used to be running against Democrats, and then they were liberals, and then they were progressives. Now they tell you who they really are. We are running against socialists who are trying to destroy the United States of America. Let me tell you something. We are not going to allow these big government socialists to destroy our great state with their radical agenda. Take, for example, the issue of jobs and the economy. Listen, all of us working together, we have created the greatest economic juggernaut in the United States of America. Get these facts. As we gather today, Texas ranks the #1 state in America as the best state for doing jobs every year that I have been governor of the great state of Texas. Texas has been ranked the #1 state in the United States as leading the country for the most new economic development and expansion projects every year that I've been governor of the great state of Texas. I want you to know, however, that what Texas does economically benefits more than just large businesses. We understand that most jobs and the backbone of our economy are the small businesses that we have in our state. And I'm proud to tell you that as we gather here today, Texas ranks #1 in the United States as the best state in America to start a small business. And even during the challenges of COVID, Texas has climbed the international rankings economically because before COVID, Texas, if it were its own country, we would have had the 10th largest economy in the entire world. No longer true. No longer true, because over the time of COVID, we surpassed Brazil, and now Texas has the 9th largest economy in the entire world. But importantly, what does that mean? What does that mean for our fellow Texans? Let me tell you exactly what it means. Because of those milestones that we have met, Texas now has more men and women with a job than ever before in the history of our state. And the same remains true right here in Tarrant County and also in Fort Worth. More men and women have jobs than ever before in the history of Fort Worth or the history of Tarrant County, Texas. But here's the deal. If you look at these policies that these leftist radicals are promoting, they are advancing policies that would destroy the jobs and economic miracles that we've been able to create here in the state of Texas. Take the Green New Deal, for example. This leftist agenda being advanced by leftist radicals here in the state of Texas, including people on the ballot this year in the state of Texas, that would destroy jobs in Texas. It would crush the energy sector that provides hundreds of thousands of jobs to our fellow Texans. By the way, the energy sector that has made America energy independent. We cannot allow these leftist radicals to destroy those good paying jobs. And I am running for re-election as your governor to keep and protect energy jobs in the Lone Star State. Also these leftist radicals, they are using their policies to also undermine our schools. Take for example, something that we've seen across the United States of America, but even invade our schools here in Texas, and that is the use and teaching of critical race theory. This is absolutely wrong. We're using critical race theory. The radical leftists are trying to rewrite our history and redesign our future. They are doing something that is offensive because they are dividing people along the lines of race, and then they're pitting different races against each other, attacking each other, and that is contrary to what the United States stands for. It's contrary to what Martin Luther King Jr. taught us, and that is we are not to be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. And that is exactly why I worked with your legislative leaders right here in Tarrant County, Texas. And during the regular session, I signed a law, and during the special session, I signed another law banning critical race theory. We have banned the teaching or use of critical race theory in every grade, in every subject, in every public school across the Lone Star State. And I am running for re-election to ensure that we keep critical race theory out of our public schools. So listen, the radical leftist agenda, it also poses a threat to our public safety. You've seen what's going on in some of these leftist-oriented regions across the country, whether it be Portland or Seattle or Minneapolis or New York or Chicago or L.A. or San Francisco. You've seen the way in which crime has run rampant. And the reason for it is because of the de-emphasis on the role that law enforcement plays. And I got to be honest with you, it's disgusting that we even saw it occur in our great state when we saw the city of Austin defund their police. And the consequences were very predictable, because if you looked at what happened this past year, Austin saw an all-time record number of murders take place in their city, and that is a consequence of de-emphasizing law enforcement. This is Texas. In Texas, we respect our law enforcement officers, period. In Texas, we don't defund the police. We fully fund our law enforcement officers, and I am running for governor to make sure that no radical leftist will ever defund police in the great state of Texas. Well, listen, there may be no greater challenge or catastrophe concerning public safety than the catastrophic open border policies imposed by the Biden administration. And it makes absolutely no sense because President Trump, by the way, who has endorsed my campaign, President Trump had the border situation fixed better than under any president I've ever seen through 4 very simple policies. 1 is to have that Remain in Mexico policy. 2 is to have the Title 42 policy that prevented people for health care reasons from coming across the border. 3 is to end the catch and release program. And 4 is to build the wall on the border. Those 4 programs work to reduce border crossings. Then the Biden administration came in and did away with all those and has put up absolutely no resistance whatsoever to securing our border. So Texas responded with the strongest border security effort of any state in the history of the United States of America. The legislature, with the efforts of Senator Jane Nelson, who was chair of Senate Finance, they helped provide $3 billion for Texas to better secure our border. With the efforts of your members of the state legislature, I signed 15 laws cracking down on the heinous crime of human trafficking in Texas. We must end the horrific exploitation of women and children who are being trafficked across our border. We will not stop until every child and every woman is protected from human trafficking in Texas. And then also on top of all that, I deployed 10,000 Texas National Guard as well as Texas Department of Public Safety officers to step up and do the federal government's job to have men and boots on the ground to secure our border. We also are arresting smugglers who are trying to smuggle into the state of Texas the deadly drug of fentanyl. And we are now arresting and jailing people who are coming across the border who are committing crimes in the state of Texas. They're not being caught and released. They're being arrested and put into jail. And now Texas is building its own border wall to better secure our Lone Star State. I am running for re-election to ensure Texas leads the way in securing our border, period. But listen, it's more than just safety that is at stake in this election. Your very freedoms are on the line in this election. As your governor, I have fought to defend your constitutional rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution. At the same time, not only have we seen that the radical leftists try to undermine your constitutional rights, but Beto himself has... I apologize. I got it wrong. Robert Francis O'Rourke himself has supported disenfranchising First Amendment rights by defunding any church from its tax-exempt status that refuses to bow down to the woke radical agenda. That is wrong, and I will not allow it in Texas. To the contrary, I signed a law prohibiting any government official at any level from ever closing down our churches, denying your First Amendment right to go and worship God Almighty. Your right will never be infringed in the great state of Texas. And I think it kind of goes without saying, you know exactly where the opposition stands as it concerns your Second Amendment rights. They are threatening to take away your Second Amendment rights. And while they're doing that, I have signed 20 laws protecting your Second Amendment rights, including making Texas a constitutional carry state. And including making Texas a Second Amendment sanctuary state to stop the Biden administration from ever coming and taking your guns. I see these gun signs, and I was in Lockhart, Texas this past Sunday, and I saw a very unique sign there. It had 3 words. It said, God, guns, and Greg. That is what Texas stands for. I want to help you understand what's at stake in this race. You need to come to grips with what I'm about to tell you to understand why it is so important for you to be more engaged in this election than in any election you've ever been involved in before. We have radical leftists who do not love America the way that you love America. You all are patriots. You know for a fact that the United States of America is the greatest country in the history of the entire world. And as much as you all love America, I know there may be some of you who may even love our great state even more. You love the great state of Texas. What you must understand is there are people in our state and people running for office in our state who disagree with that thesis. They want to rewrite and redesign the United States of America, and they want to alter the great state of Texas. We must band together and ensure they do not ever gain control of government in our great state. That process of defeating the radical leftist and making sure we win begins right here, right now in Fort Worth, Texas, and continues every single day all the way to Election Day. Working together, we are going to keep Texas the best state in the greatest nation in the history of this entire world. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Texas.